I'm not wearing a bra and I'm thoroughly pissed off. So when I say quit your job and take a nap, I really do mean it. Quit your job and take a nap. Okay, beautiful first impression. I'm Kezia and I'm a medical herbalist, and I usually, in my day-to-day work, help women regulate their periods and their cycles and their nervous system through herbal medicine and through supporting their bodies with like other lifestyle rhythms. But today I am exhausted and it is the first day of my period, and I'm trying to do 3 videos a week for this channel, and I usually script them very carefully, and today I did not have the capacity to do that. So I'm going to do a shorter video today, and then I am going to take a nap because I am so exhausted. And really, this message is less of an advice video, because do you know what, hun? You probably know all the advice that there is to know. If you've got painful periods, you've done all the research and you have looked into it, and you've spoken to doctors probably, and you've spoken to friends, and so you probably know a lot of what there is to know, so I don't need to tell you. But this is more of a reminder that it's actually so okay to listen to your body. And if you take away anything from this channel, from this video, it is to please listen to your body. That is the most important thing that you could learn on your journey in any kind of healing, is to listen to your body. And even when it comes to internal healing, to emotional healing, learning to listen to your body is so important, because actually our body is connected to our nervous system, and our body often knows our subconscious thoughts and feelings far sooner than our mind knows our conscious thoughts and feelings. So yeah, that's just a note. So I guess ways to listen to your body today is just like, be paying attention. What is it saying? Mine is saying, Kezia, quit your job and take a nap. I'm not gonna quit my job, but I am gonna take a nap. What else is my body saying to me? It's saying I need to poop. That's way too much information. It's also saying that I'm tired and I wish I'd gotten more sleep. It's saying that it's kind of achy. It's thirsty. So I'm gonna go take a long drink of water. It's saying it doesn't want to wear a bra today. That's for sure. It's also saying that it wouldn't mind having some cold water, so I might have a swim. I think that would be so good, because I have also committed to working out every day, and I recently watched a podcast episode with Grace Beverly and a nutritionist, and I can't remember her name, but in that episode she basically talked about how often my pup is making so much noise, sorry. Often we say, okay, I'm either going to work out today or I'm not going to work out today. Those are the options. And so if you don't work out, you don't do anything. And she was like, I've actually stopped doing that. I've given myself 2 options, and the options are to work out or take a walk. And I was like, that is genius, because I am so like, I'm either all or nothing. So I'm either working out every day or I'm not working out at all. And giving yourself those 2 options is genius. So today I think I'm going to give myself the option of a walk or a swim to switch it up, because I don't think I could manage a workout. But I'm also like, I don't think I could manage a walk. I think I'm going to have a swim. So that is going to be my movement today. And that's me listening to my body. I think it's so easy to preach about bodies and to be like, this is exactly what you need to know, and then not listen to the advice yourself, and not be paying attention to your own body. That is something that I do, if I'm being completely honest with you. And I think a little wrestling I've had with my work and with having patients and clients that noise is my dog again, is that I have this wrestling of like, I don't know if I'm implementing what I'm talking about. I don't think I'm walking the walk, and I think that's slowly become less and less true. I think I'm becoming much better at listening to my body, much better at putting rhythms in place, much better at moving and eating and doing the things that I'm talking about. But it is hard sometimes, and that's a bit of a wrestling that I've been having of like, I don't know how much I'm actually doing, and I want to be this embodied woman who is doing all the things, but it's really hard, and I think that's why I'm going to start doing group work. I really want to start a group where you and me and some other women join together, and we talk for maybe a month, and we meet every week, and we have like a group of us who can hold each other accountable, and like, yeah, we decide, okay, we're going to walk through each phase of the menstrual cycle together, and we're going to learn to cycle sync, but as a group, and as a group of women who are supporting one another. And it gives us a chance to tell our stories and to listen to other people's stories and to realize we're not alone, because I think when you're trying to heal in isolation, it's actually so hard. And like I said at the beginning of the video, you can know all there is to know. Like, you can know drink more water, you can know listen to your body, take a nap, you can know eat inflammatory foods around your period. Like, you can know all that, but it's one thing to know it, and it's a whole nother thing to implement it. And that is the part that I find the most hard. That is the part, for sure, without a doubt, that I find the most difficult. And I think that as a healthcare practitioner myself, if I'm finding that difficult, if I know a lot of what there is to know, because that is my job to know, and yet I find it hard to implement on my own, I think that is such an indicator of, you know, healing is not meant to happen in isolation. You're not supposed to have to figure it out alone. You're not supposed to have to journey alone. So I guess if you are interested in a group like that, I'm going to put a link down below, or you can comment and just say I'm in, because I think that could be so valuable and so exciting. And I think I like to keep it super small, so if it is something that you're interested in, register your interest soon, because I think it's nicer when it's like just a small group of us rather than like a big group of like 20 or something. So I think I'm gonna listen to my body today. I'm gonna take a nap. Girl, if you want to quit your job, do it. A little story time before I finished the video. I decided I wanted to go all in with YouTube, but mainly my work as a herbalist and my work with women. And I decided that I needed a change, and nothing was changing. I was working 3 days a week in a job that I didn't hate, but it was so boring. I was working on a coffee truck as a bit of side income while I started out my business. And yeah, to be honest, it got boring, and I was like, what is going, like, nothing is changing. And I was kind of playing the victim, like, nothing's changing, like, I'm waiting for things to change. And then I realized, oh shoot, I have to change. So I was like, do you know what, let's switch things up. And I really, for a month, spent some time like journaling and deciding, what do I really want, and then really tapping into what I want and what I need. And I decided I was going to quit my job. I've actually decided to move countries. Things have changed very rapidly, And I think that's often the reason that we don't listen to ourselves, because we're afraid what will happen if we do. It is very hot here in Spain, and the dogs are like panting away. But yeah, I think we're afraid of what's going to happen if we do decide to listen to ourselves, if we do decide to actually tune into what we want and need. And honestly, I'm still afraid. I woke up this morning and I was actually quite anxious. I think that's partly hormonal, but I think you just have to do it afraid. And that's actually courage. And I was listening to another really good podcast with Andrew Huberman about, I think it was about brain plasticity, and he was talking about the fact that there's this belief that you feel fear, and that's a state of stress, and if you're courageous, you're in a state of less stress and less fear. And he was actually saying the opposite is true. So you'll see, as people are feeling afraid, their stress levels are rising, and they feel more afraid, their stress levels are rising even higher. But then when they decide to be courageous, so confront their fear, so say you're running away from a bear and then you decide, no, I'm going to fight the bear. Maybe a bit stupid, but courageous nonetheless. That at that point where they decide to be courageous, their stress levels are at the most all-time high. And this is so interesting, because I think we think that when we make the courageous decision, our fear will go away. Or, yeah, somehow it will magically heal the fear. But actually the opposite is true. So you're going to be in the state of most stress, which I think is why most of us stay where we are, because it's comfortable, and because listening to our wants and needs is actually terrifying. But then having the courage to step out and meet those wants and needs is actually the most scary, stressful part of it all. So that's not reassuring really at all. However, there is so much goodness beyond the step of courage, beyond the fear, that as you step with courage to meet your wants and needs, that's actually the place where so much growth and goodness happens. So even when we're talking about listening to our bodies, that is such a brave thing, and it's kind of scary to be like, oh, I actually need this, or I actually want to choose rest over work today. That's a really scary feeling. It's just like, okay, how do I do that? How do I make that happen? And obviously the answer is not always going to quit your job. That's a bit dramatic. But there is an element of listening to your needs takes courage, and it is a little stressful. Because it's often countercultural. Like, rest is countercultural. Taking care of your body is countercultural. Choosing to set boundaries is countercultural. And I think that so much goodness lies on the other side of bravery, and bravery is often countercultural. So when it feels like there's resistance meeting your decisions, or meeting your desire to be brave, that is often a really good sign. I think resistance is often a very good indicator that there's something good on the other side of that resistance. So here I am trying to listen to my body's needs. I have not scripted a video. I am going to take the easier routes today. I'm going to take a nap, and I'm going to swim, and all of those things feel a little uncomfortable and a little countercultural. I feel like because I'm anxious, I'm like, oh, I should be working and grinding and getting things done, but actually my body's just like, no, rest, be in the moment, feed your body good things, drink water, take a nap, cuddle the dog, although maybe not that dog. really gross and salivary. That's so disgusting. Okay, well, that's that. And if you are interested in a little group of us getting together, be brave. I know that sounds terrifying, like getting onto Zoom with a few other women, but I have held these kind of Zoom meetings before, and there is so much transformation and goodness that happens when you meet other women, especially. Like, oh my word, the amount of goodness and community and love that's in a room of women is just ridiculous, like off the charts. So I would encourage you to be brave, and I would encourage you to take out your journal right now and ask yourself, what do I need? And then ask yourself, okay, what do I need to meet this need? And then ask yourself, what is the resistance, or what is holding me back from meeting this need? And yeah, that's the video. Yeah, I love you, you're wonderful, and I really hope that you find some goodness today, some way to meet your needs. And I'm with you. And if you want to work with me one-on-one, there's a link down below. I love walking alongside women and helping them learn to listen to their bodies and actually make a plan that's completely tailored to their body, to their needs, and to their desires as well. So if that intrigues you and a group feels like a little much, you can click the link down below in the description to work with me one-on-one. And if you want a bit more of a structured video, I will link that right here, because that's going to tell you everything you need to actually start healing your cycle in a very practical way. And let me know what you prefer. Do you prefer a practical video with lots of advice, or do you prefer a chatting video with stories and just a bit more relatable? Let me know. Anyway, I'll see you soon.